Imagine that you lost all your businesses, your only car, the one house that you own, all your money, got hit with a tax bill of $146,000, were sued 8 times, and the sewer exploded in your master bathroom. Well, I don't have to imagine because that is exactly what happened to me. When someone undergoes that level of pressure, it does something to you. And today, I'm gonna show you not only what it did to me, but how I was able to survive a level of tragedy that people have committed suicide over. What you are about to hear may surprise you. Hey everyone, this is Seth Keeping It Real. I grew my last company to over 30 million in 2 years. We took on an army of clients, hired 350 staff, monthly operating expenses climbed to 300,000, COVID struck, raw materials prices spiked, supply chain clogs wreaked havoc on our cash flow, and angry clients sued us 8 times. And I could not afford to fight the lawsuits, so then I filed personal bankruptcy. What do you do when your life falls apart? Where do you find the mental fortitude to get up and find a way forward? I found a way, but the path is not what you would expect. And it happened in 3 areas: my body, my finances, and my soul. First, my body. During the season, I intentionally put my body under severe physical stress. When you feel overwhelmed, one of the best things you can do is put your body under intentional physical stress. After 10 years of teaching people that stress is bad for you, Kelly McGonigal, PhD health psychologist and lecturer at Stanford University, went public to confess that she was wrong. It turns out stress is actually good for you. A study at Stanford tracked 30,000 adults for 8 years, and the results shocked the world. The study found that people who believe that stress is harmful for their health have a 43% increased risk of dying. This belief kills 20,000 people a year. That's more deaths than from HIV and homicides. On the other hand, people under heavy stress who did not view stress as harmful had the lowest risk of dying, even lower than people with less stress. View stress as the enemy, and your body will live out your beliefs. View stress as your friend, and you just might live a longer, healthier life. But nothing will reinforce that belief in your heart and mind like putting your body under intentional training. During the season, I trained harder than I ever have in my life. Okay, body, you feel stressed? Let's lean into that. Here was my routine. Day 1, pull a 70-pound tire around the block. 1,000 jump rope. Push a RAV4 a quarter mile. Day 2 and day 4, 275 push-ups, 125 pull-ups, 15 minutes of abs. Day 3 and day 5, 1 hour of legs and plyometrics. Day 6, 3-mile trail run with an elevation climb of 489 feet. Day 7, rest. The second area of massive change was in my finances. I went straight back to what I knew best, selling on Amazon. But I had to do things differently this time. Minus a dime sitting on my desk, I didn't have any cash to start. However, our neighborhood has multiple Facebook groups where people love to give away items for free. So anytime we found an item that we knew would sell well on Amazon or eBay, we'd pick it up and list it online. As soon as it sold, we'd ship it to the customer. Slowly but surely, we started to generate sales. And every dime we made, we put straight back into buying more inventory. This grew until we had enough to start buying from online retail stores in greater and greater quantities. And that's when we hired staff, hired a third-party logistics company, and we started to scale. Here's how this works. First, you use specific criteria to analyze products. If the product passes the criteria, you buy the product and have it shipped to a third-party logistics company. Then the third-party logistics company will prep the product and ship it to Amazon fulfillment centers. Then you set up a repricer on the Amazon listing that auto prices your products to ensure that you make a strong profit but also stay competitive. And when a customer buys your product, Amazon ships that product directly to the customer. This means that you never have to touch a single product. You do everything from your laptop. Here is the power of selling on Amazon. You can make sales even when you are not working. With a regular 9 to 5, you're only getting paid when you're working. But on Amazon, the better you automate your business, the more passive the income becomes. Once your cash flow becomes consistent, it allows you to start destroying your debts, and eventually you can invest in assets that will make you money even more passively. If you want a detailed breakdown of how to do this on Amazon for your own business, click the link below, How to Buy and Resell on Amazon. The third huge area of change happened on the inside, in my soul. And my soul transformation was by far the most important of these three. In fact, without this change, the changes in my body and finances are just superficial. Now, I didn't set out to become more spiritual. I didn't decide one day, I'm gonna follow Jesus harder than ever. No. God put me in a situation where He was the only one I could cry out to. When I filed bankruptcy, I couldn't say anything. The company went dark. And this created unbelievable amounts of frustration. Some people assumed that I filed bankruptcy and ran away laughing with a big bag of gold on my back. But that's not how bankruptcy works. And when you wreck yourself financially trying to make something work for others, and some of those people think you screwed them over, and you can't say a word, it feels like suffocation. I had many walks down the dirt path behind my house with God, sometimes very angry at Him. But it was in those dark moments that God showed me two things. Number one, in life, I have zero control over the outcome. We think we have control, and yes, we can do things that have results, but we cannot control the outcome. That's why the psalmist says, unless the Lord builds the house, they labor in vain who build it. Number two, I don't own anything. If you disagree with me, let me ask you this. Have you ever seen a U-Haul following a funeral procession? Naked you came into this world, and naked you will return. You see, God was reprioritizing my heart. The most painful part for me was not losing everything. It was feeling like I was a failure. And that's when I had to face something. My worth and your worth does not come from my achievements. It comes from God who died for me. God willing to bleed for mankind is the greatest act of love since the beginning of time. So next time you think you're crap, next time you think you're not worth it, next time you feel inadequate, think again. Because God sees you as so precious that He was willing to lay down His life for you. So what about the lawsuits? Well, a lot of the lawsuits fell off when I filed personal bankruptcy because the plaintiffs realized that even if they miraculously won in court, they wouldn't get anything because there was nothing left. My company had already filed bankruptcy so that the assets could be liquidated and paid to creditors, and I'd personally put my assets into the company to try to make it work. So there was nothing left. But what about the remaining lawsuits? Well, it's part of my daily life for now. And here's what's so cool. When you are put in a difficult situation, and that situation doesn't go away, your mind and body will rise to the challenge. But that only works when you believe that things don't happen to you, but for you. Like, I literally lost everything except my family and my health. And today I get to rebuild my life. I have nothing but gratitude. If you want a breakdown of how to buy and resell on Amazon, click the link below and I'll send it to you.